Picture two grown men trying to drag a stubborn calf into a barn. One pushes from behind, one pulls from the front. The calf locks its legs and refuses to move an inch. And these aren't fools. One of them is Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of the most respected minds America ever produced. They strain, they sweat, they get nowhere. Then a servant girl who can barely read walks over, and what she does in 10 seconds reveals the secret to getting almost anyone to do anything. She never stopped to think about what she wanted. She thought about what the calf wanted. She slipped her finger into its mouth, let it suck, and calmly led it through the door. That's it. And once you understand what she saw and what those two brilliant men completely missed, you'll start to recognize why so many requests, arguments, and conversations end in resistance. Stay with me for the story of a steel tycoon and two silent nephews near the end. It proves the lesson perfectly. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. When we want someone to act, we tell them why we want it. We explain our reasons, we describe our goals, we present our logic. In other words, we bait the hook with what appeals to us. But people don't move because you're hungry. They move because they are. You may love strawberries and cream, but if you're fishing, the fish doesn't care what you like. The fish wants a worm. So if your goal is to catch fish, you don't talk about strawberries. You offer a worm. Simple. Yet parents forget it, managers forget it, spouses forget it, friends forget it. Then they wonder why nobody is responding. The truth is simple. The only force that constantly moves a human being is their own desire, not yours, theirs. The British leader, David Lloyd George, remained influential while many other wartime leaders faded away. When people asked how he managed it, he said he had learned to bait the hook to suit the fish. Henry Ford put it another way. The secret of success, if there is one, is the ability to see things from the other person's point of view as well as your own. Not instead of your own, as well as your own. That's the distinction most people miss. You don't abandon what you want. You connect it to what they want. Watch a master do exactly that. Andrew Carnegie had a sister who worried constantly about her two sons away at Yale. No matter how many letters she wrote, they rarely answered. Months would pass in silence. Carnegie made a bet. He claimed he could get replies without directly asking for one, so he wrote the boys a warm, friendly letter. At the end, he casually mentioned that he was enclosing a $5 bill for each of them. Then he sealed the envelope, without any money inside. That might sound like a small trick, but what happened next reveals something much bigger. Both nephews replied almost immediately. Their letters opened with gratitude and affection. Then naturally they mentioned that the $5 seemed to have been forgotten. Months of requests had failed. One spark of genuine interest succeeded. Why? Because Carnegie connected with something they already wanted. That's the entire lesson. Stop trying to force people to care about your goals before they care about theirs. Stop pushing harder. Stop repeating yourself louder. Find what already matters to them. Start there. Build the bridge from their desire to your destination. That's how influence works. And here's the entire principle in one sentence. The person who can create a real desire in someone else has the world walking beside them. The person who cannot will spend a lifetime pushing on locked doors, arguing harder, explaining longer, and wondering why people resist. Influence was never about the strength of your push. It was always about the direction of their pull.